do the thing that you don't think you know how to do. Do the thing that you don't think you know how to do. Hire help. Invest in yourself. I would not be here today if I did this alone. Attracting profit. If you are a female founder or business owner, this is for you. I am only opening my calendar in the month of September for one-on-one coaching. It's called Attracting Profit Intensives. You and I are going to be hanging out and showing you how to scale, whether it's personally or professionally, so you can attract more clients, more of what you want, more time, more energy, reverse engineer, both personally and professionally. So you're going to get me in your back pocket. We're going to pull back the curtains. I'm going to share my resources with you. I'm going to save you so much fucking time and money. And we're going to focus on where you want to go and clear those blocks. So Attracting Profit, one-on-one coaching. If you're interested, head on over to Heather Chauvin, CHAUVIN.com/work with me. heatherchauvin.com/work with me. This is your time to make magical shit happen very quickly. Attracting Profit. Go fill out the application and we'll be in touch. When you have the courage to be yourself, be prepared for the avalanche of uncomfortable feelings. Hello, ladies. Okay. So my voice, you may hear it or not, might sound a little different. I caught my kids cold and not a surprise because a lot has been going on, and with travel and my book launch party and all the things, you know, my little body's like, Heather, you're doing it. You're doing all the things. You're stretching. And this is the beauty of trusting ourselves. This is the beauty of trusting our bodies and what I call unhooking ourselves from shame. Today I wanted to share with you the reflection of the book launch party and why I did it, the feelings that, you know, the inner journey that I experienced of hosting this party, and why I really encourage you to do the things that you don't want to do and to celebrate yourself. So before I dive in, I wanted to actually read something from the book. So my book, Dying to Be a Good Mother. Okay. On page 154 of Dying to Be a Good Mother, it says, I do know. One of the reasons why we buy into the idea that everyone else's opinion of our children and our parenting matters so much is a lie so many of us tell ourselves. That the lie is, I don't know. So just giving you some context here, it's that when you say, I don't know, right? Like, how do I help my children? But I want you to think about, in this context, I'm talking about parenting and children. I want you to think about life in general. I don't know what to do. I don't know the next action to take. And then it goes on. When we default to I don't know, we invalidate our inner knowing and make other people's opinions and ideas more important than our own. When this becomes a pattern in our lives, we may allow others to be overly influenced by people who don't know or understand us or our children as well as we do. To be clear, when I say I don't know is a lie, I'm not suggesting that we need to know everything or that we already know how to handle every situation we encounter in any part of our lives. If you've read the chapters before this one, you already know how much I believe in learning to ask for what we need. However, too often when we're faced with a challenge or a problem, we default to, I don't know, to avoid what's really happening inside of us. Okay. So this is so interesting. So I work with a lot of women who are either wanting to create alignment and inner peace and contentment and freedom and ease in their personal lives, right? So that might be in your parenting. It might be in your relationships. It might be in your health. Like you're just creating that alignment. Or I also support women in business who are like, something is misaligned in my business, or I'm hitting an upper limit and I want to bust through and I want to achieve the next level of profit and revenue in my business. And oftentimes I hear, I don't know. Heather, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know. And this is totally relevant to my book launch party, but I want you to hear this. When you say, I don't know, or I don't know how, energetically, it's a wall. It's a protective coping strategy. I don't know. Like it almost feels a little defensive, right? But when you say, I don't know, but I'm willing to figure it out, or I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. I don't know, but I'm willing to be curious. You open this door for possibility. So now let's go back to this book launch. So the book came out in March of 2021. So it's been a year and a half, say. When the book came out, so typically when you launch a book out into the world, you host an in-person book launch party to celebrate the launch of the book. It's often part of the marketing strategy. And the fascinating part about that, well, that's not really fascinating, but the part about that I really enjoyed with COVID was that I didn't have to socialize because I am very introverted. And a lot of people would assume that I love being around people, but it can be exhausting, hence the reason why I'm probably sick. So I was like, oh, good, I don't have to have like in person. But also there was this huge part of me that did not want to celebrate, right? Because as you grow and you take these courageous steps in the direction of the life that you want and desire, oftentimes what happens is people will say they get imposter syndrome. And it's just your resistance, right? Your resistance, the wounds get bigger, all of that fun stuff. But I often find that this statement of I don't know gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I remember putting out deciding, okay, the desire was there. I'm like, you know what? The world is opening up again. Heather, force your fucking self to celebrate. Like force yourself to celebrate. And only me, not my team, not my husband, nobody else, brought up the idea to celebrate. I decided to celebrate. And every part of my being did not want to. Every part of me did not want to. I wanted to hide. I wanted to run. I wanted to cancel. I physically felt ill the day of. I did not want to do it. And there were many times along this journey when I decided I didn't decide. I was telling myself, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to get, we had 60 people there. I don't know how we're going to get 60 people there. I don't know where to find these people. I don't know I don't know, in some form, right? It was this closed off, protective story that I kept telling myself. But here's the thing. I was aware of it. And every single time that a form of I don't know came out of my mouth, I either called myself out or the people around me called me out and said, you do know. And I said, I know, I'm just scared. And it was interesting because on the other side of it, when you were sitting behind a computer, and I know that this is super easy for people who are like, I want to build an online business. And I'm like, you can build an online business. You can make millions of dollars. You can do all the things, okay? But understand that business is still about people. And the interesting part was there was a few women who attended the program or the book launch that I've never met before. And there was a few women that attended that were former clients of mine. And they're like, I'm coming. I'm so excited. And I said, oh my gosh, it means so much to me that you are making the travel to come here. And they said to me, it means so much to me that I'm going. And when I met these women, I realized, and this makes me emotional, that this is so much bigger than me, that I now represent something to these people that is beyond me, right? I'm just the vessel. So I had a desire to write a book. I listened to that desire and I fought through the resistance. I hired the help, hired the support that I needed, played the patience game, took a while. You put the book out into the world. A year and a half later, I listened to the desire that was inside of me, a little tiny spark that said, put the book out into the world, have a book launch. And I listened to that voice and I acted on it. And I fought through the resistance, which was, I don't know, where are these people? What if I fail? All of that. Faced my fears and watched, even felt rejection from my own family, part of my family that didn't attend the launch, which is a whole other podcast, the book launch event, which brings up all your shit. And understanding and realizing that who you want to be and the life that you want to live, like that freedom that you crave, that contentment, that ease, that alignment, that aliveness that you crave inside of you, whether that's in your home life or your work life, doesn't matter where you're working. You don't have to be a business owner. You could be working for somebody else and say, I fucking hate my job. The freedom that you crave in all areas of your life comes from within. And when you learn to navigate your world from the inside out, you take these courageous actions and you see the conversations that you tell yourself. You see the stories that you tell yourself, which are, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how I'm going to find my next client. I don't know how to manage my child's behavior. I don't know how to manage my own anxiety. I'm not good with money. Oh, my husband won't do this. My partner won't do this. And you watch how we defend and we protect our hearts from getting hurt. But here's the beauty. When you're in a room with people who were so fucking grateful that you showed up and did the emotionally uncomfortable work, that's where the magic happens. On the other side of this, I forced myself to celebrate, but I am not motivated by celebrating myself. I'm very motivated by celebrating other people, and I'm very motivated by helping other people. So I have to use my desire to make an impact to kind of counteract and celebrate myself. And I stood there and I looked around the room and I thought, you did this. You did this just by speaking your truth. You did this, Heather, just by following your heart. And you did this fighting for your joy, fighting to feel alive. And on the journey to celebrating yourself, on the journey of discovering yourself, you have to face your people pleaser. You have to face your shit. And it comes up. Like, I truly believe that not only does your body hold resistance and hold the stress, but when you look at it and, I believe that this, people could say, oh, you got sick because your kids had the cold. Yeah, I'm sure, susceptible. And I'm sure I was stressed and afraid and all the things. But I also believe intuitively that my body is releasing something, and that by getting a cold, my body's actually healing emotionally because it's forcing me to reflect. It's forcing me to say, like, hey, I gotta rest. And I am so fucking grateful that I am healthy enough to have a body that can fight off a little cold because of the work that I have done to get here. So my message for you today is, one, do the thing that you don't think you know how to do. Do the thing that you don't think you know how to do. Hire help. Invest in yourself. I would not be here today if I did this alone. I got to show up and do the daily work, but I don't need to know everything. I don't need to be educated in everything. I can ask others for help. I can stay in my area of genius. But you get to choose. You get to choose. When are you going to be like, enough is enough? Like, I'm so done feeling like shit. Because you can feel like shit, but be excited for the future, or you can feel like shit and feeling hopeless. And the only difference is who you choose to become. So go celebrate yourself. I want to know what that is. And I am just so fucking excited and grateful that I had the courage to keep fighting for joy. Do the thing. Send me a message on Instagram at Heather Chauvin. Let me know what your thing is, what you're taking action on, and we'll chat soon. Are you ready to take back control of your time and energy? But the thought of where to start feels overwhelming. I created something for you. It's called the Energy Finder Quiz. Yep. This quiz takes less than 2 minutes, and it helps you identify where to focus so you can conquer your dreams without feeling like you're failing as a mother. After coaching hundreds of women, helping them reverse engineer how they want to feel in their personal and professional lives, I started to notice 4 hidden skills that women must master in order to create the work-life balance that they crave. So head on over to Heather Chauvin, CHAUVIN.com/life quiz. heatherchauvin.com/life, LIFE quiz, QUIZ, and get started. I even give you specific podcast episodes to listen to based on your Energy Finder quiz results. The goal is to show you where to focus so you can regain your time and energy and become the woman you deeply know you are capable of becoming. heatherchauvin.com/life quiz.
I was overwhelmed with life in general and outward expectations of what I thought, quote unquote, had to be and what I was showing the world. And I just knew something felt off. I knew that there was more to me and how I could show up in the world. Heather's approach it's like a bear hug because she's the most lovingest, kindest person ever, but she holds you accountable for yourself and your actions. And I've never heard that before. I've always been enrolled in programs or tried self-help where people are like, I'll fix all your problems. And Heather's program is really different because it was like, hey, I'm going to help you fix your problems. I'm not fixing your problems for you. And I think that's probably a harsh reality that I was finally ready to hear. So Heather's program was so different in the way of how she showed up for me on this journey, learning how to trust myself. I think what made me hesitate the most, if I was to look back, what I blamed it on was financials. But looking back, I can see that I didn't believe in myself at that point. And I needed someone to show me that I can believe in myself and help build my confidence in that way. So I think that's probably what was the scariest thing for me, is someone actually holding me accountable to what I wanted. Heather gave me a super simple tool and held me accountable to doing that. And it held such power. And I think Heather's just taught me, like with the breakthroughs, it's usually simple actions that I'm resisting. How I feel now about my journey and my story in my life, post-Heather, we say. Life pre-Heather, life post-Heather. I feel empowered. I feel like I'm learning to trust myself. I feel free. I feel like I can breathe. I feel like I love my kids and I can really see who they are. And I feel that I don't have to hide from anyone. And I don't have to hide from myself anymore and question every little thing that I'm doing. Right now, I just go from a place of, how do I want to feel?